week, and you are a good team, I think. TV center, this is the part of the city where you are now, and of course it is because there is a television center and there is a tower, and you can see it from different parts. Also, not far from here, there was a movie studio, Moldova Film, but now, because of the financial conditions, they make some small films, they make documentaries, but it does not function very, very actively. Recently, there was a guest here, Steven Seagal. Do you watch American movies? Yeah. Steven Seagal. So he came here and he said, oh, maybe I should buy Moldova Film. And they looked at it, they had some good time, but they did not buy it. So Moldova Film had a good, interesting history, and now some films are made, very often documentary. I can give you many names, but I am not sure that you will remember all of them. But Valerio Zhiregi is a very good film director, one of the famous. We are coming to a street which is perpendicular to Chisinau, and this is Georgi Asaki. Georgi Asaki is named after a writer and teacher and school director, very educated and very good man he was. On the right is the center of health. On the right there is going to be archive. This is where all the records about people who were born here, who lived here, it is what is going to be on the right. On the left there are buildings of the Academy of Science, and you are part of this Academy of Science. There are several institutes: Institute of Physics, Institute of Mathematics, Institute of Chemistry, Biology, Institute of History and Literature. My son works for the Institute of Mathematics. Institute of Physics is very distinguished. They have a lot of conferences. Well, in general, science is pretty developed in Moldova, but again, because of the financial conditions, it's very difficult to find sponsoring. That's why they have to win grants. Like you have grants to go to the United States to study, they have grants to do their research. On the left there is a street called Dokuchaev, and it is named after one of the scientists. And you start seeing trolley buses. These trolley buses, the blue and the white one, these are new trolley buses. They are very comfortable. They were recently acquired for Chisinau. They move faster and stop at many places. And they will tell you, oh yes, oh maybe, oh no. Now we are coming to a circle, and on the left and on the right there will be buildings of ministry. Meantime, on the right you can see a building from 1950s, 1960s. In general, Chisinau was very much bombed during the Second World War, and not many things remained from the period before the war. But many things were reconstructed, so sometimes we say this is from before the war. On the left is the Ministry of Social Protection, and on the right this is the Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health on the right. And behind it is a children's hospital, so this is like medical thing. And here there is a broad street. So this street is called Pan Khalipa, and Pan Khalipa was a journalist and a writer, Bessarabian and then Romanian, and he was for unification with Romania. And on the left is a very interesting construction. This is the cemetery called Eternity, and it commemorates the victory over fascists. Deep there are sculptures, and they show 5 years of the war. 1942, 1943, 44, 45. Fire. If now you look to the... Can you see fire? Yeah, so this is the eternal fire, and we never want fascism to repeat, and this is... jos și putem pe Ismail și la monumentul Kotovski. Așa?
Aha. Mergem în vale, da?
Mergem la vale. Okay, that was Cemetery Eternity, and here there is prison. You can see barbed wire. We don't have only good things, there are bad things. If people misbehave, yeah, so on the left, behind this gas station, there is prison.
Oh.
Yeah, so punishment is necessary too. Now to happier things. On the left, this is the sports center of Moldova State University. This is where I teach. I teach at the university, and this is where I swim. There is a very good swimming pool behind it, and there are different facilities for sports. And these are hostels or dormitories on the left. And we are in the old part of the city. In front of us to the left, you know, some and then I say something and we should be sad about it. What you can see, it symbolizes strength. Now we are going down the street which is called Ismail, and people from Ukraine will say why Ismail? At some point, Moldova had bigger territory, and Ismail, part of Ukraine, and Bukovina, also part of Ukraine, were on the territory of Moldova. But then there was Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact, and this part went to Ukraine. Of course, we would like to have access to the sea, which is called TV Center, Telecentru, and we are coming to the central street, which is called Stefan Chelmari, Stephen the Great, but we are not going to go along it immediately. We are going to make a little circle. In front of us there is a hill, and on that hill there is another part of the city, Chokana. And then to the left there is another part of the city, Rishkan or Rishkanovka. But we are... se poate și așa. Și cum facem un circ și mergem... Ok. Now we are on the central street, Stephen the Great, Stefan Chelmare, and there are a lot of banks here. There is an exhibition. Also, those statues, women show the muses, and there are picture exhibitions there. Now it says Iraida Ciobanu. Okay, this is one of the exhibitions. And this square is called United Nations Plaza. And if you look to the right, there is that United Nations Plaza. There is a block of marble, and it says United Nations Plaza. And here we see the... You can never leave the Academy of Science, but here on the right, this is the old building of the Academy of Science. This is where it started. And in front of us there is a hotel. It is called Chisinau. Now it is not popular, it is old. Well, at some point it was very important. We are going down, and this is Boulevard Negruțe. Negruțe was a Moldovan writer, and when Pushkin was here in exile in 1821, 1823, they were friends, and there are different interesting stories related to it. A lot of medicine on the left and on the right. On the right it is dental clinic if you have tooth problems, and on the left it was diagnostic center. In front of us there is a covered market, Uno. I'm afraid now it is under și facem un cerc și mergem înapoi, da?
Așa? Acolo unde au carul și da?
Cumva faceți un cerc și înapoi. Da, eu credeam că pe Ismail să merge, dar așa tot e bine. So, if we went to the right, we would come to the railroad station. Also, this building here on the right is a plant, and it is a pump making plant. So it made pumps for irrigation, for agriculture, and now it functions, but it is not. Well, when the Soviet Union split, very good that it was freedom, but economically it was not so easy, because all the countries, all the republics, your republics, our republic, were connected, and very much restructuring was needed. So that old plant is on the right. Now we are making a circle, so we don't go to the railroad station. but the railroad is behind this building. We can see this beautiful shopping center, Atrium. It is very much promoted now, and there are a lot of activities for children there, for young people. There is Don Quixote's and Sancho Panza there, the statue. Across the street there is Baby Hall, where there are a lot of games and toys, and there is Grand Hall. So this is like a new shopping center. And there is a monument to Grigory Kotovsky. Those who are from Ukraine and Russia may know him better. First they called him Moldovan Robin Hood, then he was a military leader. He was active both in Ukraine in Moldova, and this is the only monument made by Lazar Dubinovsky of Grigory Kotovsky. So we made this little circle to come back to Stefan Cel Mare, and we are going to see what is there. So this is the diagnostic center on the right, the one I mentioned. There are some bookshops here. Well, there is a beer house. But in America they are allowed to drink beer only beginning with 21, so you should not practice drinking beer before going to America and in general. So here you can buy tickets for airplanes, air tickets. Now you can see better the Academy of Science, and it is almost 70 years old. They celebrated 65 years old. A monument liberation from fascism. On the right there is a building which was beautiful, but now it is ugly. First it was international Intourist, and then it was National Hotel, but now people don't need such big constructions. There are small family type hotels, and this one is going to be destroyed. This is where we came to Stefan Cel Mare, and perpendicular to this street is Ismail. This is how we came from the top. And now we drive along Stefan Cel Mare. It's very good that today is Sunday, because on a weekday there are very many cars, and it's not so nice as it is today. The building on the left is a new building. On top it says Avon. Some people read Avon. There are all different offices there, but it is interesting how they clean it. One day I saw people washing it. They wear like climbers in the mountains, you know, special equipment, and it is very difficult and I think dangerous, and they were very good. On the right we have two buildings. One is old, and this is Unique, which is department store. It is over 70 years old. And the other is new. It is telecom building. Now you can see the telecom building. We are very computerized, and Telecom, I cannot say that they are monopolists, but they have a big share in it. We have Starnet, we have fiber already, so we don't complain. Traffic is not so big, I mean computer. We have two telephone companies. One of them is called Moldcell and the other is called Orange, and they are competing very much. And now on the left you can see 160 lei. This is what I wanted to buy yesterday. These two companies compete, and if you are in one, you can pay very cheap when you are in this net, but for the other you have to pay more. So this is for both of them, and this is a new proposal. Some of these parks, there are some older buildings, like the one on the left, architect Wojciechowski. It is from 1960s, and there are elements of Soviet style and Moldovan grapes, Horn of Plenty. A sweet shop called Bucuria. They sell chocolate. So now on the right, can you see it? Chocolate, yeah. Bucuria means joy in Romanian. You eat chocolate and you are happy. So this is Bucuria. This is national, yeah. We have a big competition from Ukraine, from Rashen. This is Moldovan Drama Theatre, and we'll speak about Mihai Eminescu later. And we will come here later. On the left there is a souvenir market. I don't know if you want to buy many Moldovan souvenirs. Here we are going to walk, that's why I will not say much about some places, but on the left it's a very important building. This is the City Hall, Mayor's office. This is the municipal power. The mayor and his team work there. Now we came to the central square, but we are not going to the central square yet. We are going to the right because I want to show you where Chisinau started. In the past it was called Victory Park, now it is called Cathedral Park, and there is the National Cathedral in the middle of it, and when we walk we are going to enter that cathedral. On the right is a shopping center. I know that you are going to the mall after our tour. Before that mall appeared, that was very important. Sun City. So here on the left there are all kinds of little shops, nice places to eat and things. Many banks. Well, you see there were a lot of old nice trees, but trees as well as people get older and become too old. Down here they cut the old trees and there are new ones. That's why there is more light but not so much shade. And there is construction. We say that in spite of crisis, there is a lot of construction in Chisinau anyway. Very many Moldovans, be it good or bad, work abroad as migrant workers, and when they make money they come back and invest into apartments, into housing. That's why construction and service industry function pretty well.
Проспект Молодежи.
Да.
Шла по каналу Акулушку, Moldova Gas.
Street, you see this construction here where they have finishing repairs. On the left, this is the bank, that yellow building. And we are in the central part of the city, and this street was called Renaștere, which means revival. When Moldova became independent, they named this street this way. But then we had a poet, Grigore Vieru, who was a very good poet, and he wrote for children and adults. So this, and he was killed in an accident. Now this street is named after him. On the left there is a theater called Eugene Ionescu, and they are very avant-garde and non-traditional. On the right there is a hospital. This is where one of my sons was born, and many other children. On the left there is a monument to Olympic Games, because Moldova has a team, and some of them good. River, and it will and the river runs into the Dniester River, and we would finally come to the Dniester River, but it did not happen. The development went another way, so now it is just a small rivulet which gives us problems in spring sometimes. We are coming to the older part of the city. And on the left there is a church which is called, on the left in front of us there is a circus, and to the left from the circus there is Constantine and Helena church. This is one of 3 oldest churches. And we are turning right. The river that I was talking about runs here in front of us, and now we are on the street which is parallel to the river. And in front of you there is another church. It is called Mazaraki Church, and it is Old Believers Church, the green cupola in front of you. There are stories connected with old churches, with old places, like Mazaraki was a man who was in important position, kind of a ruler, and he was accused of something, and he said that if he proves not guilty, he will build a church, and it was so, and he built this church. The church is called Mazaraki. Și mergem acolo, este o piatră unde s-a început Chisinau. And we are coming. Yeah, so this is Mazaraki Church, Mazaraki Hill. And now I'm going to show you the place where Chisinau started. This hill where the church is had springs, source of water, and in 1436 Chisinau was mentioned in one of the documents, and Some of you can already see it. So there is that green thing, and it says Academia, blah blah blah. Next to it there is a tree. Mergem așa, la stângă și
La stânga și mai departe?
și mai departe.
La dreapta.
Da, da. Dar vreau să arăt aici. So under this tree there is a piece of marble. Putem să ne oprim pe un minut aici?
Sincer.
Încercăm. Of course, it does not mean that Chisinau started only here, but there is this piece of stone, marble. Can you see it? Yes. And now we are going to move, and you will see that it will say in Romanian. In the past, yeah. So believe me that it says that this is where Chisinau started. Mergem. Aha, can you see?
Se poate mers, da?
Da, da, da. And when we want to go to Romania, we don't have to pay, but we have to have a visa.